Yes, yes. Hello, welcome back. It's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft game. It's funny because I have it here on my rundown. I still need an intro greeting, but screw it. We've done 60 pods so far, no intro. It's what you see is what you get. And of course, we are at the place where daily fantasy sports meets the movies, but instead of drafting athletes from teams, you're drafting actors from movies, and how their movies perform at the North American box office will earn you points for your call sheet of actors while competing against others for fun and prizes. We'll get into more of the gameplay later, but I am very excited to introduce one of my favorite people, a very special guest, Washington Post's own Tasha Shields Sanderson. Say hello to the people, Tasha.
Hello, everyone. I was so excited that I got applause. I was actually going to say, do I get applause too? And you have done it. Thank you.
And then you get the crickets just for saying you want the applause. Crickets! No, but yes, you work for the Washington Post, and I always stumble on what it is exactly that you do because I think it's a made-up job. So please tell the people what it is exactly that you do.
What do I do? So I am somewhat of a generalist, and my role crosses yes, crosses business development, sales, marketing, operations, legal, design and product and engineering.
So you're like the liberal studies of a grown-up job.
Something like that. The Washington Post has a new line of business, sort of like a startup within a legacy organization, which is a lot of fun because I work with lots of 20-somethings, and we are spinning off this new business.
So have you met Bezos? Like, I'm from Seattle. I haven't even met Bezos.
So I have not met him, but he has come on site a few times, both where I've missed him. So
tell him to hook a brother up. You know, we need some money in this piece. We're just getting out of our MVP. We're on mobile now, so y'all can change your lineups in the bathroom and everything. I mean, your call sheets in the bathroom. I mean, we're ready to go. Holla at your boy, Bezos. Holla at your boy. School 6 love. Both from Seattle. Make it happen. All right. So tonight, and speaking of love, tonight the drinking game will be the word love, because it is my guest Tasha's failure to set me up with all of her girls as a broke version of Chuck Woolery's why we were such good friends. How many of your girlfriends I flamed out with? Like 3, 4, something like that? I don't know. I can't keep track.
I've lost count.
That's right. That deserves some crickets also. Absolutely. So we will start with one of my favorite segments of the show. May not be yours, but it's always one of mine because, of course, I talk about stuff that I am watching. What I'm watching, damn it. And of course, it is Tuesday, March 21st, 10:30-ish Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Daylight Time, I guess. And last night at midnight, about maybe 12:30 Pacific Daylight Time, I was up watching Dave Chappelle on Netflix. That's right. Oh, well, thanks for the sound effect, whatever that was. Did you get a chance to watch Chappelle at all on Netflix, or have you heard anything?
So no, I haven't heard anything about his Netflix series. So tell me about it.
Yeah, so he had, man, are you sitting down? Brace yourself. We can't see you, but I assume you're sitting down. He got $60 million for 3-hour-long stand-up specials.
Wow.
That's right. We got 2 of them last night, and I have to say it was hilarious. It was pretty damn funny. I laughed my ass off. Yes, that's right. It was pretty lit, but it was interesting because he had it all. He had ISIS jokes, Cosby jokes, racism while famous jokes, racism during sex jokes. I mean, he kind of covered a pretty wide spectrum, and I have to say it was hilarious. I really enjoyed it, and it was good to see Dave back. Back in really good form. The crowd is feeling him. He was having a good time out there. He was super comfortable. But
I love Dave Chappelle. We saw him a few months ago.
In the wild, out there in DC, or
in DC at the African American Museum, and he looked healthy, and he was excited to be there, and you could tell where his spirit was. So I'm really, really happy to hear about his.
And let's be real. He's swole as fuck now, right? He's just swole.
Yeah. I was like, wow. Because Dave used
I
to be
mean,
kind of skinny.
yeah,
And
he used to be super skinny, but when he went away, like, I mean, and we didn't see him for like what 5 years, and then when we start seeing him sprinkled in the wild, we're like, oh damn, like
he looks
look
good.
at his shoulders.
Yeah, he's filled out. He looks healthy. So very happy about that.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Twitter was trending with Chappelle like an hour before the damn thing dropped. Like people were ready, and it's just interesting because I remember we all remember Dave for his great Chappelle show. Whatever, it's pretty much what I mean. He was famous-ish before that show. But that show just really elevated him because of his social commentary and what have you. And I mean, and make no mistake, his specials were hilarious. There were times I was literally laughing and crying at the same time. But but it really isn't what it really wasn't his stand that made him like a truly like a household name. It was Chappelle's show. It was his sketch comedy that was really kind of topical and really tackled stuff like race. Really, I mean, it's timeless. Like the racial draft. Yeah. Hate. I squeeze that every other day.
Itch. I just remember that. I love that his portrayal of Rick James. So
Yeah, and Wayne Brady even came out of his shell in his show. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to put Wayne Brady have to put a cap in your ass? Like it was really funny. So I'd be really interested. I would pay $60 million if I were Netflix to see him do more of like a sketch show or sketch comedy or whatever. It would be really interesting to see him do that. And it was really cool to see him take a little lighthearted shot across the bow. And he said at having to watch Key and Peele while he wasn't working because he's like.
That's funny that you bring Wayne Brady up. I thought about him a few days ago, and
Was this like a sex film or something? Well, why do you think about Wayne Brady?
he's amazing. I just thought about him in the context of Carpool Karaoke. I think he would be an awesome host of Carpool Karaoke because he can sing rhythm more so than the gentleman who does it now, who's funny. But I think Wayne Brady would just knock him out of the box.
Okay, all right. Well, you hear that, universe? Tasha Sanderson has put it out there that she wants Wayne Brady for Carpool Karaoke. Put it out, make it happen. All right. So what else am I watching? I'm watching The Good Fight, and that is the spin-off. And I know I mentioned this last week, but this thing is so good and it's so topical. Have you heard of The Good Fight, the spin-off from The Good Wife?
The Good Wife. So I was a Good Wife fan, and I have not watched The Good Fight because I think you have to have a separate. Don't you have to launch a separate platform to watch it? It doesn't.
You do. Yeah. Legally, yeah, you definitely have to pony up for that stream. But we'll talk. But yes, it's a great show. I truly enjoy it. It is. I mean, I'm not sure if you've heard any of our recent podcasts, but I'm very proud of one of the series regulars, one of the co-stars, Erica Tazel, Erica Carter. She was one of my classmates down at when I was at the Spelman Drama Department. We were castmates together in a play, so I've acted with a Golden Globe nominated something. I don't know. I think she's been nominated for like Golden Globe or whatever. Anyways, she's really good on the show. Her character's really fun and a little stern but funny. The whole setup for the thing is great. Diane Lockhart working in an African American firm is just awesome. You see a lot of the old like kind of good wife interlopers coming through, like Neil Gross, John Benjamin Hickey, I think that's the name of the actor. He's back, and Neil Gross, the guy who's like Chum Hum, the head of like a fictional take of Google's back in this last episode. They did, and they're super topical. And what's kind of cool is that I'm not sure like when they break their stories, it feels super late because this is episode 6. And they work in a world which is just like the Good Wife did, which is like ours, but a fictionalized corner of it in Chicago, and so they took on a Milo Yiannopoulos stand-in, some guy, he called himself Felix Staples, a gay firebomb throwing, type of agent provocateur, and they did a really good job because this guy sounds and looks, a lot like that. I don't know where you stand on issues of free speech and all sort of stuff, but yes, we all have free speech, it's First Amendment, blah blah, but you can't say fire in a crowded building. There's certain things you can't say, and then things that you can't say which are distasteful. Just be prepared for the blowback. And this is really a very interesting episode on internet trolls and stuff like that. And I imagine you get some of that at your job, as far as like, not only just the comment section, but like the role of social media in media overall, and the expressions of free speech. I can't even speak today. Free speech.
Give us free, yes.
How's the state of democracy over there? Is it dying in the darkness?
It's dying in the darkness. In fact, I should have put that T-shirt on instead of my UCLA shirt. I should have worn that. Our democracy dies in darkness.
Dies in darkness.
Yes.
I could really do a whole other podcast about like all that too. I mean, it must be very interesting times with the resident, just down the street from y'all, 1600 Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Throwing some bombs of his own.
That guy is he is in his own genre, and I can certainly say that he's good for news.
Right? I was about to say he must be good for business, because I'm sure y'all's subscriptions have just spiked, at least digitally has spiked, hasn't it?
I can't say, but certainly say our readership is up.
Look, about every third article I want to see on Twitter is linked to like the Washington Post, and I've already used up my damn free articles for the month. Maybe you can hook me up with like 10 more free articles for this appearance. I'm not above taking bribes. Oh yes, good time to be in the newspaper. What's that?
I said I'll see what I can do.
That's fine. So yeah, well, I'll see what you can do with a good fight for you. You see what you can do for
yes.
Post with me.
So we can do it. We can take it offline, as you say.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. We'll take it offline so no one gets in trouble. Also, I'm watching Black Sails. I'm not sure. Are you familiar with Black Sails? Have you heard that show?
I have not heard of Black Sails.
So Black Sails is like it's like about piracy, like actual physical 1600s pirates, like in the Caribbean. Not associated with the franchise from Disney. It's and when it came out on Stars, it was kind of like a prestige action-ish type show when they rolled it out, but it was produced by Michael Bay, so nobody took it seriously, present company included. But it has gotten good over its 4 seasons. It's in its final season, 4th season, and somehow I don't know how this. Because at first it seemed like a lot of like sword fighting and boobs and things blowing up, and I was like, yeah, this is great. But now somehow it's kind of morphed into this like Shakespearean drama tragedy about like, to an extent, freedom of expression, freedom to be a pirate, what freedom means to people to go, pillage and plunder and all sort of stuff. And also the nature of civilization, because basically pirates going up against the impending civilization of the New World, Britain and what they think it means to be civilized and stuff, which, a lot of it kind of tramples on, freedom of expression and just, free in pursuit of happiness. And out of this, you can see like, the groundwork being laid for, the American Revolution to an extent, as far as the ideals of pursuit of happiness and things of that nature. So it's really fascinating. It's a melange of cultures. There's still slavery, which is bad, but freed slaves, acting on their own, and just it's a really fascinating show where a lot's going down, and I really enjoy it. Somehow it's turned into like into something that's a bit profound. So you should, I don't know, you have no time. You're like a mother of like 12, right?
A mother of 12. That's right. Divided by 3.
Okay, so I'm bad at math. I have an English degree. So 4.
So is Black Sails on Netflix?
It might be. It's in the Stars camp.
Oh, okay.
I know a lot of these shows are like ring fencing their stuff with like like CBS All Access and Hulu. I know is which is actually a partnership between like Fox and like 2 or 3 other studios, Warner Brothers, I think, some other studios. They've kind of like housed in their own stuff because Netflix was taking their lunch. I mean, they got hip to the game a little late on Netflix. Netflix had a free ride or cheap ride for those first 5 or 7 years, but now everyone's kind of running things for their own stuff. So it might be on Stars on Demand, but if it's not, check Netflix to see if it's on there, because it's a fun show. And I'm a sucker for historical fiction. Long-time listeners of this podcast know the way to my heart is through some historical fiction. Women in corsets and what was anachronistic or what's the basically out of time and place cussing because they're all saying like fucks and cunts and this and that. It's really naughty language. Ooh, but it's really fun. I enjoy it. And also Shades of Blue, season 2, so lit. I know you've heard of Shades of Blue, right? That's a network show.
So that has J-Lo on it. Is that right?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but I've seen some advertisements for it.
Yeah, because it wasn't even really on my rundown initially, but I was watching, which is how I watched half my shows. Because one, I've got way too many shows, and two, I'm always working. So on monitor number 1 was Shades of Blue this afternoon, and it's season 2, and it is lit AF. I love this show. It is, I mean, first of all, for a network show, it's wildly entertaining. It comes on at 10 o'clock at night on Sundays, I think now. Everyone's dirty. Nobody plays fair. You can see they really want to cuss and they really want to like just open up some bodies like legit on the show, but they can't because it's network. But it's a really fun show from the point that everyone's dirty and crooked. So J-Lo plays a dirty cop on a squad of dirty cops. They have their own little kind of like protection racket. And in season 1, she basically was caught up by the FBI and forced to be an informant against like her boss, who's Ray Liotta. We know Ray Liotta loves doing some dirt.
Oh, Ray Liotta, love that. Okay.
Yeah, so he's in there, up to his elbows in dirt, and so the entire season she's like being informed for the FBI on Ray Liotta, who's like the boss of their crew, and but he's also family, so it's like every episode, oh, she's so tortured, oh, I gotta sell him out, and oh, she's like decaying a little bit at a time while they're still going on like a long con protection racket thing. It's really fascinating. I enjoy the hell out of it. You should check it out if you get a chance, which I know you don't because you have like 12 divided by 3 kids. So Shades of Blue. And then finally, thank God, Star is finally over. I don't know how I let myself get sucked into that stupid ass show. I promptly deleted it from my overstuffed season pass list once it was done. That was hot garbage. That was wasting my time. What have you heard about Star? Because I know you heard something in the streets.
So I've heard limited things. So that's the Queen Latifah show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The girl group show from Lee Daniels, aka the guy who brought us Empire, which is coming back tomorrow.
I'm not an Empire watcher, actually.
You've seen it though, right? Like you know about Cookie and Lucius,
right? In a bit. Huh?
You know about Cookie and Lucius though, right? You've seen it, right?
I did. I watched probably the first couple of episodes of season 1.
And not feeling it, huh? Not feeling the Black Dynasty vibe?
It was too over the top. Things that, sometimes I don't like to see Black folks doing certain things, and I just can't.
You got that respectability politics, Tasha. You got the respectability.
So, no, right? Because one of my favorite shows is Power. But okay. I don't know. I like the characters in Power. And
they're often compared against each other too. And then 50 Cent tried to make fake beef between Power and Empire. Yeah. Like can't have 2 good Black shows on at the same time. It's like, what the hell?
No, I love Taraji Henson. She's awesome. And I don't think that they should be pitted against one another for many reasons.
Yeah, nah, that's weak sauce. But yeah, so Empire's coming back, excited about that. But yeah, Star's terrible. I'm glad it show's off. But I'm glad you mentioned the type of shows that you like because I wanted to bring you into the conversation. Have you tell us what you're watching?
So
as a harried mother of 4.
Is it what?
As a harried mother of 4 with a real job and a goofy husband who went to Morehouse.
So I watch Homeland, one of my favorite shows. Love Homeland.
Are you caught up? Because I'm only halfway through Sunday's episode.
So I am caught up.
Okay, don't tell me anything then.
And I'm surprised that they can come up with, new plots every season and still loop me in and keep me engaged.
How do you feel about the season so far? Not including, so mentally strike from your mental record the second half of last night's episode. How do you feel it's doing this season so far?
It started off a little slow with Carrie and her new role as ex-CIA, but of course she's getting pulled back in. So I am engaged. I was on the edge of my seat yesterday. So they've got me. They've got me.
How do you feel how do you feel about Quinn as a cripple? Because that to me is what I mean. I'll watch. I'm a completionist, as viewers of this podcast know. I'm a completionist. I will if a show is decent or has carried me through some good years, I'll ride the sucker out. It's fine. But I wouldn't say it's like controversial, but I really do not enjoy Peter Cripple. Jesus, Peter Quinn.
I don't, I feel so bad for Peter, but I love Peter. Like every time I see him, and last night's episode included, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, I love Peter Quinn. That's my boy. I'm like, Peter, I love you. Like if I could have him in my home protecting me, like yes. So that's my boy, Peter Quinn.
So if someone throws a rock through your window and he puts
and he puts
with a bullet past your ear hole, you'd be all right with that? You'd be fine
I would absolutely lobby for him to not be put into a mental institution.
Oh, good God. I'm doing some IMDb while you're talking, and have mercy. They are, oh, good Lord. They're listing season 8. It's coming back for an 8th season. Lord.
Oh, Homeland is?
Yeah. I will say this about Showtime. They do not let their shows die without sucking all of the bone marrow out of their shows. Their shows typically run 7 seasons. They got 6 or 7 seasons out of Nurse Jackie. That shit was stale after season 4. They got 6 seasons out of Nurse Jackie. They're going for season 8 with Homeland. Lord help us all.
Well, they got me. So what else am I watching? Billions.
Yes.
Love it. I'm a Billions fan.
Love Billions. Billions this season I think is even better than last season, and it's early, but the writing is just is crazy good so far. Crazy good.
I was mad that they fired Stephanie. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
No, that's the first show I watch on Sundays. Please believe that.
Yeah, I was happy that Wags got his stuff together, but that they had to fire her. I was like,
we're explicit on the podcast. You can curse. He got his shit together. It's fine.
Oh yes, he did. But she was like, outside of the Attorney General, what's her name's daughter?
Felicia Rasad's. Her name is Kate Sacker on the show. Yeah.
Okay, yes. So outside of her, Stephanie was, she was a dark-skinned Black woman playing in a fairly visible role, and so
natural hairstyle too, by the way.
Natural hairstyle, and they fired her, and I was like, terrible.
But you know how they did this though. Now mind you, yes, black female representation is kind of rare on TV in general, at least in a role like that. But also, what was cool is that she was in the boys' club and she was kind of like the gatekeeper. But yet they kind of canned her, which sucked. And I noticed now. I noticed that in the same episode, they introduced a new Black person, a brother who has this big play, which probably is going to fit into the second half of the season along the big project they're working on, whatever, with this whole currency play with Nigeria or something like that. So I'm thinking not necessarily in the writers' room, but in the C-suites or the executive room, whatever. All right, well, we're getting rid of one Black person, that sucks, but we're bringing in another one.
I know. Well, yeah, swap them out. So I guess we hit our quota. So that was a little disappointing, but I do also like Taylor. I like her role.
Taylor's great. Their role. My name is Taylor. My preferred pronouns are they, their, and them.
Yes. I like they's role. Is that appropriate? I don't know.
Who?
I'm saying I like they's role.
They's role. Their role, yes.
I like their role.
And of course, I lapped up episode 3, which was the whole poker scene, the Alpha Cup thing. I love that whole. We now the poker community now has a new favorite poker scene. And of course, the writers behind Billions or the creators behind Billions were the ones who did Rounders, so you knew that scene was going to be on point.
Gotcha.
You know what Rounders is, do you?
I have no idea what Rounders.
Rounders is the. Rounders 2 is in development. I certainly hope that's true. They didn't say that forever. No, Rounders is poker is the best poker movie ever made. It's got Matt Damon, Edward Norton, came out in 1998. John Malkovich playing a Russian Teddy KGB. It's a classic. It should be on Netflix. Definitely look that up. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's the best poker movie ever made. A young Matt Damon, a young Edward Norton. And again, the reason why it's so famous and popular is because they get the kind of gritty world of underground poker right, but also the mentality behind poker players right, like how you read people, how you read a board, how you apply game theory to life, all that sort of stuff is really on point in Rounders. It's really good. It's enjoyable. Look at that. Look how young Matt Damon looks.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Little Gretchen Mol is like the wet blanket girlfriend, a little stereotypical role, whatever. But, it's not about her. It's not about her, damn it. It's all about the guys and their friendship and how to play the game of life. And so, Rounders, look it up. That's your first watch. All right, that's your first watch. Write that down.
Let me see if you've heard of this show that actually Andrew and I watch, which is hilarious.
I watch everything.
Catastrophe. Have you seen that?
I don't watch it. That's not on Hulu. That's on yeah. Yes, right. Coming to America style. I'm behind on my streaming services. Is that Hulu or is that Amazon? I think it's Hulu. Right?
It's Amazon.
Oh, and I just became a Prime member like 2 months ago too, so I've got no excuse.
Very funny. It's a British woman meets American man, has a very quick affair over the course of maybe 6 days, and she gets pregnant, and it is truly hilarious.
I did not.
So it's a British woman meets American man. They have this affair over the course of a few days, 5 or 6 days, and she ends up pregnant, and it chronicles their interactions and plan to keep the baby, but it is hilarious. So you gotta
bring it up green, and yeah, okay. And I've heard good things about it. I've heard good things about the creator Sharon Horgan. I think she's also in it. So yeah, it's good. Looks, it's got high rating and stuff. I could get into. I'm struck with too many shows, even on streaming. I'm halfway through Iron Fist. Yes, I know. Oh, it's supposed to be so bad. Iron Fist is not that bad. It's actually fine. But I'll add it to that list. What's that?
Well, do you watch Marco Polo?
I tried doing Marco Polo. I couldn't get there. I just couldn't get there.
Okay, I enjoyed Marco Polo. Well, Game of Thrones is coming back July something. So I am
excited for Game of Thrones too. I am over preparing by so I'm introducing Game of Thrones to someone new who's never seen any of the Game of Thrones or whatever. So we start from the beginning. We're watching all 60 freaking episodes, and she just saw the Hard Home episode, season 5, episode 8, and so we're pretty excited about that. And it's really good. It's one of those shows where you really do have to rewatch the entire thing. Maybe not every season or whatever, but at least once in your life you need to rewatch the entire thing because you miss out on so much. They lay so many Easter eggs and plant seeds in like season 1 that come to fruition in season 6. It's crazy.
I love Game of Thrones, and I'm also keeping tabs on Being Mary Jane, although this season is not that fantastic.
Why is everybody hating on this season? This season I thought was fine. When we shall we say missed our window earlier to record this podcast, I actually went ahead and watched Being Mary Jane, the season finale or the mid-season finale tonight, and it was frustrating because Mary Jane's a frustrating character, but this season with the whole change in New York, and so I like the whole background, or not the background, but the whole backstory on her being a fan of Rhonda Sales, like the veteran anchor, her vying for the anchor job and stuff. I dig it. It's fine. I like it.
Well, I think there are certain things that have rubbed me the wrong way, and I think Kara's relationship has morphed into some weird kind of dynamic, which I can't put my finger on it, but I just don't like it necessarily. I don't like.
Fair. They're not like besties this season.
Yeah, and I think that there should be some core things that carry over. in my mind, sort of season to season. I don't necessarily like her love interest this season. Whatever his name is on the show, the British guy. He's not.
Okay.
I think he was not a good cast pick. And I hope this doesn't come back to bite me one day where I'm asking this guy for a job or something like that. Gotta be careful about what I say.
Oh, stop. Yes, for all 12 viewers and listeners, downloaders of the podcast, they appreciate your caution, I'm sure. They definitely appreciate your caution.
Hey,
Okay. So
man,
and that I guess we'll segue off of that as far as like couples and on-screen chemistry to our topic of the week. We are doing our top 5 again. It's been a while since we had a legit top 5. We've had tripods upon solo pods, but now we have a legit one-on-one conversation with my good friend Tasha Sanderson. So we're going to do a legit top 5. We're doing the top 5 movie on-screen couples. And here are the rules for those new to the podcast or for those who haven't enjoyed a legit top 5 from us in a while. You're basically going to name a movie and a central couple between them in this movie. So, for example, we'll take this off the board. This won't count towards the top 5. Because since Boomerang, of course, is my all-time favorite movie, yeah, it's going to be off. It's just too easy. We're going to take that off the board. So, for example, if you mentioned Boomerang, you would use Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry. Or if you thought Eddie Murphy and Robin Givens had more chemistry, you'd mention them and you'd give a little short description on why you think that they are one of your top 5, movie couples of all time. But we alternate picks. So I go, then you go, then I go, then you go, then you go, then I go. And once someone picks a movie and a couple, they are off the board, out of play. You can't pick them. So if you were doing this and Boomerang was on the table, I picked Boomerang. Boom, you can't use Boomerang because I already took it. So I will go first to show you, or shall I be chivalrous and let you go first since you have an idea how this is played?
as long as if you can demonstrate that chivalry is not dead, I should go first. That would be the right thing to do.
All right, you have the floor, Tasha Sanderson. Go ahead. Who is on your top 5 on-screen movie couples?
Love and Basketball.
Great.
And Omar Epps. Yes.
Well played. Well done. Love and Basketball. Let me bring this up. Oh my God, I eventually got around to it, but I love that. We all love that. So tell us why we all love Love and Basketball.
I can tell you why I love it. And I grew up playing basketball. I grew up in LA. It touched so many sentimental points in my life. Had a boyfriend in college. It just,
Did he play ball too?
He did play basketball. And, it was heartwarming. You could identify with it. And I could watch that movie, 20 times and not get bored of it.
She went to USC, though. That's a problem. You're a Bruin, right?
I'm a Bruin, but, that I won't hold that against them.
There you go.
Being the whack Trojans, definitely won't hold it against them.
Oh, great pick. Love and Basketball. Yes. Yeah. You know what? You do get applause for that. That's an all-time classic. Matter of fact, how classic is Love and Basketball? Shoot, it was just on rerun the other day, and it was just on rerun the other day, and it was trending on Twitter. People love Love and Basketball. They love Love and Basketball. They do. Okay, so wow, that sets a very high bar. Well done, Tasha. Once again, proving why you're one of my favorite, smartest people. I take it off the board. Damn it. Okay, so let me think. I was actually so traumatized you took that off. You know what? So just as a matter of game theory, this isn't necessarily one of my top favorite movie couples, but I know this one's coming next for you, so I'm totally taking it off the board. You can even say it with me, damn it, because you know it's coming. It is the one, the only, hold on. I'm actually going to get a drum roll for this. Can we get a drum roll there? I get it right. There it is. Love Jones.
Oh, Love Jones.
Lorenz Tate, Nia Long. And let me tell you, first of all, that is like, if there is a movie for Black people of a certain age our age. When I think we were in
Yeah.
college when it came out or something. I mean, this is
Yes.
like just one of the number one, top five, top three or
Yep.
whatever love stories for Black folk. Does it still hold
Absolutely.
up? Have you seen it like in the last 5 years? Because I haven't. I'm not sure if it still holds up.
I have seen it in the last 5 years and thoroughly enjoyed it. However, I did go to see the Love Jones musical, and I was like, okay,
Wait. There's a
not
Love Jones musical?
yes, it's like Chitlin Circuit, and uh, yeah, we went to see it. We have a friend actually who was performing in it, but it's nothing like the movie. So don't.
Well, that must have been awkward after.
It was. You just smile broadly. That's all.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Love Jones, for those who haven't seen it or have a hard time remembering it, was it like he was a poet in Chicago and she was, she was a photographer, that's right.
Photographer.
And what was that?
He was a photographer.
Yeah, she was a photographer. And basically, this breaks all of your first date rules. They meet, they have a great date, which is not necessarily against first date rules. Hopefully, you have a great first date, but they end up hitting it on the first date. It's okay, whatever. But they fall in love and they have this great up and down, relationship of late. Mid or to late 20s, early love, young professionals in Chicago. And the soundtrack is fire. That holds up. Please
Yes.
believe the soundtrack holds up. But
Yeah.
and you have Bill Bellamy in there. The friends were well cast. Bill Bellamy, Lisa Nicole Carson. What happened to her? They were really well cast. I really enjoyed it, and it kind of holds up. But I think people remember it better than it actually probably was. And I think at the time I really enjoyed it. I saw it on not necessarily a first date, but I saw it with someone, and that led to a great night. So it definitely gets the party started. And yeah,
Details. I'm married, so you got to share.
yeah, about a date I had 20 years ago now. So yeah, it was, but no, it
Sure.
was a good night. I think it was in DC. It was one of those. It was a long distance boo, but we had a good time. But yeah, it was just one of those movies where you kind of remember where you were when it happened and where you saw it. So
Oh,
Love Jones,
you can
yeah.
kiss and tell after 20 years. That's okay. So.
Yeah, well, actually, I think she's like married now, got a kid and stuff. I mean, it wasn't destined to last, but it was a fun time. I think it was on spring break in DC when it came out, and it was just Love Jones, fond memories, Love Jones. So that is my pick. So now you go.
So now it's on me.
It was on you.
So I'm gonna go with Coming to America.
Okay.
Okay. What's her name? Sherry Headley.
Sherry Headley,
And,
yeah.
That's still one of my favorite movies. I can watch Coming to America at any time and not be bored. Love their relationship. If you're really a prince, I'll marry you. The lady on the subway. So, yes.
It's good. Yeah, she was. I mean, she was beautiful in that. She was great.
And she's still beautiful. I think I saw a current picture of her recently, and she's still gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's her in her heyday, but still, yeah. I mean, well, black don't crack. I mean, come on now. Yeah,
That's
Sherry
right.
Headley.
Yes.
Oh, see, they look so young. Look at Prince Akeem. He's great.
My son works.
Yeah, so this looks like 2005. So still bringing it. Yeah, come on now. That's not bad. She's doing it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Black don't crack. Well done. And actually, so that really kind of threw me off because I was not expecting that. Oh man. Okay, so just to switch it up a little bit, so this doesn't become the all-time black on-screen couples. Although I mean, some of our couples we have some good casting. Damn it, we have some really good stuff out there. I will say, I mean, this one is just a little too obvious, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and I'm going there. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the romance that broke up true Hollywood royalty. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I mean, that movie kind of has all you need. It's got action, it's got fireworks on screen and off. You can tell the chemistry was off the chain. It's got psychology. That thing is actually. Now I'm not married. You can probably attest to this. Maybe now you've got experience in the trenches of marriagedom or whatever. But the whole backdrop as it being like extended like marriage counseling, I thought was kind of sneaky brilliant. Kind of sneaky brilliant. Jane Was it Jane and John? Jane and John Smith. My God, that was a really good setup. Speak to the marriage counseling in the movie, if you can recall it, and
I,
and using it as a setup for coupling accounts, counseling a couple of killers. Ooh, alliteration.
yeah, and I saw that movie. When was that out? Like a decade ago?
Like 2005. It had a young Kerry Washington as like the tech girl, Jasmine. Look at that name, Jasmine. First of all, great name, love Jasmine. But
You love
Kerry Washington was like tech support.
Really? See, I don't
Olivia
remember.
Pope was tech support.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back even further for my pick.
Okay.
And
Totally bypassing, by the way, the whole marriage counseling thing. I don't think I didn't peep that, but all right, go ahead.
my apologies. What was the question about marriage counseling? What do I think about it?
Well, I mean, so the backdrop of that movie, or the structure of that movie, and I'm a writer, so I'm big on structure. The structure of that movie was that they were going through like kind of like their whole romance, how they met, how they developed as like a team of married assassins together, whatever. And it was all brought through like the device, the conceit of them being in marriage counseling because their marriage is now falling apart. So they kind of go back into their past to bring it up to the present. And I just thought it was really clever because marriage counseling. I mean, it's all like psychology. Everything to a degree, once you dig into it, is some sort of psychology. And so I just thought it was really, a clever way to set up the structure of the film is an extended marriage counseling session broken up by flashbacks.
Yeah. And so I don't remember how they structured that movie, but I thought, weren't they trying to kill one another in that movie?
Yes, like again, I think their final hit was on each other. So that's
Yeah. So I do remember that. But certainly I think that's a decent structure to have around a married couple. Marriage is, here I go. Should I pontificate?
Yeah, please pontificate for us single men. Yes.
Marriage is a journey, and therapy sessions are definitely suggested if both parties agree to it, or even if one agrees to it. Sometimes you have to drag the other over, but you've got to learn how to communicate, and so that's sort of.
And every once in a while, you got to change the oil, right? I mean, you can't expect cars to run, perfect without getting a tune-up here and there. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk
big
loud.
believers.
Andrew, you want to go to therapy? And he'll be like, no, I can hear him now.
And he's a medical doctor too. You should know this stuff works. What's wrong with him? He's a man of science.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. He thinks that he's beyond the need for psychology, I think.
He'll figure it out on his own, huh?
He'll figure it out on his own. That's right. Anywho, so let's see. Is it back? It's back on me, right?
It is on you.
All right. So I told you I'm going to go way back, and I'm going to go with Top Gun.
Oh, well played.
And specifically the Goose and his wife, that character, not necessarily Tom Cruise, but the character of Goose and his wife. Yes.
Do tell.
Love them. I thought they were just the sweetest couple, totally in love with a kid, just enjoying one another and just living life to its fullest together. So
yeah. Meg Ryan. I mean, it's a small part. I think she has like 4 scenes tops, but I mean, she just owns them when she's in there. I mean, you're absolutely right. Their love is pretty strong. Like, take me to bed or lose me forever.
Take me to bed or lose me forever, you big stud.
That is, actually, let me find those pictures real quick because she was. I really enjoyed her in that movie. I mean, we didn't really reckon. Well, maybe that was before Meg Ryan was like really Meg Ryan, or maybe actually it was like '84, right? So that was around Harry Met Sally time, right? Like she was still a big deal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so she basically was like, all right, you need me for a couple of days, I'll come in and just wreck shop. It's cool. Yeah. So Meg Ryan came in as Carol, Goose's wife. And and she was just really, really fun to be around. And she was always, and also she's kind of like a calming influence on Maverick too, on Tom Cruise's Maverick.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a great pick. Love that.
Yeah, and it also shows that you can be married but not be dull, and that's one
That's
thing I respect about you, to be honest. From afar, seeing you and Andrew, pretty much almost the entire way, build a life, have all these damn kids, and still somehow making it work. Two working busy professionals.
Well, you have to talk about when you and I first met, right? We met for the very first time at a wedding.
That's right.
And
No, we kind of met, but you were more like a legend. Everyone was like, "Damn, did you see Drew's girl?" Little did we know that you were actually like cool as hell. But everyone was like, "Damn, Drew's girl is banging." You were like, "Who is this person? How did he pull her? He outkicked his coverage." Da-da-da-da.
and you and I did. He was sitting down, and you and I were dancing, if you
Yeah,
recall.
because I had a lot more energy back then, and I was dancing machine. I wouldn't stop. Oh, I still kind of put it in. When I do go dancing, the few times I do. But yeah, you got me at a wedding, at a party. There's music. I'll
Yeah.
dance.
Yes, we had a good time.
Oh, and okay, and then to extend it even more, to further embarrass me even more, you were like, "Oh, he's a cool guy. I've got a lot of cool girlfriends. Let me interview him for them. Let me have this
Hey,
fool make me." So this is how crazy it was. Let me have this fool make me dinner. See what his cooking skills are like. Let me see what his game is like, and then I'll go back and report to my girls and see if there's one I could hook him up with. And of course, I fell for all of them, and none of them wanted me. So long story short.
oh my goodness.
Great story, Jackson. Great story. I know. Okay, so wow, yeah, that Top Gun it's hard to beat. So we've done what, 3 each now, or that was your 4th, right?
So I did 3. I did Love and Basketball, Coming to America, and Top Gun. You did Love Jones
Okay.
and Mrs. Smith.
Okay, you are taking notes. Thank you. Okay, so wow. Okay. Hmm. Love Jones, Mrs. Smith. That's man. I thought I'd be better prepared than this. There's so many good ones too. They're running through my head. You know what? Just the specificity too of you doing of you doing Goose and Carol was really good. That kind of threw me off. That was unexpected. Now I'm tempted to be even more obscure in a popular film. Who's really had really good chemistry? You know what? Damn it! You know what? I'm gonna go a little off the board in this one. I'm gonna say, actually, no. I'm going Main Street. I can't believe I missed this one. Titanic, damn it!
Oh,
My heart
type.
will go on.
Yes.
Leo and Kate. Come on. Let's be real. When you first saw that movie, you bawled like a baby, because I know I
I I didn't. I was actually snoring in the theater.
did.
But
Who hurt you? Who
it
hurt
was
you?
long. It was too long.
That was a long ass movie. That was a long movie. But no, Jack and Rose. Seriously? Seriously? Why
Yeah,
did my voice go up like 2 octaves? No, seriously? Seriously? Jack and
they
Rose?
I.
Seriously?
They were I.
That is heresy. I am here for you, Jack and Rose. That was amazing. I think I saw it 3 or 4 times in the theater. That movie also had a ridiculous run. If Cinema Draft was around when Titanic was out, you
Yeah.
would have been putting down your call sheet for like 5 straight months. I think it had like 25 million or more for something like 4 or 5 straight months. Movies don't even last 5 months in the theater anymore now.
Right.
That's the amazing feat.
This is true. Can I go off topic for a moment?
Go for it.
Have you seen Logan yet?
Yeah, I have seen Logan. We've discussed in this very podcast, and I enjoyed Logan. What do you think of Logan?
I haven't seen it, but I wanted to get your recommendation on whether I should see it or not.
Oh no, it's fire, and also it's the last time Hugh Jackman says he's playing Logan, so it's worth seeing. The little girl in it is amazing. Like, she's going to be a bilingual star. She's athletic and kind of she's interesting. Like, she doesn't talk much. What she does, she's really good. I enjoyed it. Bit of it's a lot of different movies in one. A bit of a road trip. There's some very sly social commentary about like borders and walls and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Immigrants and the whole mutant thing. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Any other movies you want to ask me about while you got me? It's your podcast, Tosh. Take it over, girl.
Oh my gosh. No, we can look, we can go into rapid fire. I'm ready.
Okay, well, we've only done 3 of the top 5. We still have 2 more.
Oh, okay. We each have to do a top 5. I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
You have 2 more. I've got 2 more.
So Let's see. I am going to go way back again.
Okay.
Dirty Dancing.
Oh, you
Patrick
had the time of
Swayze
your life.
and what was my girl's name? Baby, but what was her? What's
Jennifer freaking
Jennifer?
Grey.
Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey. Yeah, I'm about to do a little screen share right now. Jennifer Grey and
Yes.
Patrick Swayze. Great
Yeah.
pick. Iconic couple. Nobody puts baby in that damn corner.
That's right.
Yes. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay, I like. And so my next one is going to be The Notebook.
Oh,
Yo!
that's a good one.
The Notebook. I mean, just that iconic poster scene. I mean, in the rain, all the feels, all the emotions. I mean, yeah, it's got to be The Notebook. I mean, if we didn't mention The Notebook, we'd be remiss. I mean,
Yeah.
it's actually, and I remember the time it came out too. You gotta catch me the right time with some of these movies, right? I've done this whole thing about how when Love Actually came out, I was fresh off my breakup with Fabienne. You remember Fabienne, the Haitian
I
girl?
remember.
And I was not feeling any kind of love, none, none, none. So when it came out, I think I gave it like 3 reels or something, or maybe I even might have given it 2. I didn't give it its just due. And then of course, Love Actually is a classic. It has classic pairings and all that sort of stuff in that movie. Yeah, you might want to steal from that. I don't know, but I really love that movie, Love Actually. But the time it came out, it didn't catch me at the right time, so I couldn't feel it. And I think similarly with Notebook, I remember giving Notebook like 2 reels. It's not like a great movie per se, but that romance in the center was freaking great. Their chemistry was off the charts. So I give it up in I think I gave it 2 at the time it came out because it was a little Trekley and sappy and Nicholas Sparksy or whatever. But in reality, that central couple was on point. Totally.
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
Okay,
Agreed.
so drum roll for your last one. What's your last best on-screen couple?
Mo Better Blues.
Oh, wow. Now who in Mo Better Blues? Because there's some couples and coupling going on in there.
So I loved Denzel and what was the
Cinda?
woman's name?
Or was it Joy? Joy Lee, Spike Lee's sister.
Not Joy, the other one. The one that said
Cinda
she,
Williams, yeah.
yes, she said she was going to settle for some of that Mo Better.
Ooh. Because Mo Better makes it
It's
Mo Better.
Mo Better.
Cinda Williams! What happened to you, girl? Oh, I thought
Yes,
she was going to be a
Cinda
big
Williams. Yes,
Oh
yes,
man. Oof. Yes. Yeah, and there they are in Mo Better. Man, look at that. Just
yes,
killing it.
yes,
Killing
yes,
it.
yes, yes.
Man, nothing came between Bleak and his trumpet. Ooh,
No,
yeah.
no. Oh
Cinda
wow.
freaking Williams. I know it caught up, right? Bakeem went behind. Bakeem getting it in. Yes, Mo Better Blues. That's a really good on-screen pair because even though they weren't destined to last, I mean when they were on, I mean I think and that was rumor has it that was the movie that made Denzel stop doing like real like sex scenes because I don't know if it was that he got too hot or whatever, but after that movie he decided he wasn't going to do like all-out sex scenes anymore, which is
Really? I
sad
never
for the
heard
world.
of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, because all right, so well known, little known fact, whatever. You've been to my house. You know what a big Denzel fan I am, or whatever. And
Yeah.
and I had at one point I had all of his movies, but like 5. Now it's just too many. I've lost track. But I read like a biography, like the unauthorized biography on Denzel Washington, and I
Hmm.
think that was in there about how he kind of shied away from love scenes after Mo Better Blues because it was just a little too graphic, a little just too, you know.
Hmm.
Just a little
That's
too.
interesting. So
Well,
if
okay,
go back to Cinda Williams' profile for just a moment. Who
sure.
was, did it say she was married to Billy Bob Thornton? No.
Wait, what?
Oh,
What? Now she looks like Halle Berry in this, but I don't think she's married to. Let's see. So
oh yeah,
spouse.
she was married to him.
What? Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Plot twist. Did not see that coming. Wow.
Wow.
Billy Bob Thornton. That was his stuff for 2 years. What?
Hey, that was his stuff. What that is men, Lord have mercy.
Sorry to disrespect the union that was Billy Bob Thornton and Cinda Williams, but what the? Wow, wow. And in this picture, she looks all Halle Berry-ish too. So now a whole lot more stuff makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Yes, yes. For our female listeners, my bad, but man,
Right.
what?
Yeah.
I wish Google Hangouts had like a car effects or a screech sound because that's just I mean wow that record scratch. Okay. Yes. Pardon my lack of decorum. That was a revelation.
That's okay. I thought we were about lack of decorum. I just had to call you out on it. That's all.
No. Please do. We self check here. We definitely self check in this damn establishment in this dancery. Okay. Okay. So I guess for my last on-screen pairing, I kind of want to go off the board, off the map with this one, but uh, you know what? I'll play it. Well, no, because I felt like Titanic was a pretty down the middle, straight lace, hit out the ball. You know what? Damn it, I'm gonna go to my go-tos. Well, although I did take Love and Basketball, sorry, Boomerang off the board because it's my favorite movie.
Yes.
My second favorite movie is, can you guess?
After Boomerang, let's see.
I'm pretty famously touting one of these two movies all the time. One of which is Boomerang, the other which is. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
White Man Can't Jump.
Aw. Now, which couple is?
Of course, Billy Ho, aka Billy Hoyle, and Billy, Rosie Perez, Gloria Clemente, Billy.
And where is Rosie Perez now? Is she on anything?
She was on like a version of The View or The Talk or something for a while, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was, but after that, I haven't seen her.
No, that she's. I mean, she. Well, let's take a look. What has she been doing? She does stuff every now and then. Every now and then she'll show up in some movie. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's a little sad that she never became like the leading lady she probably has it in her to be. But I guess some people only have but so much tolerance for Rosie Perez. I guess I don't know. I love Rosie. I don't care how squeaky that voice is. All day long. I love her. She's got a lot of life in her. She's got a lot of. She's got like I mean not stereotypical fire per se, but she's got a lot of spunk person. Like she's really kind of like into life. Every time I see her in something, she's always like very vibrant and into stuff. She's not sassy. No, she's like energetic. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh,
so look at she had
a TV
going.
Okay.
Yeah, she had a TV series going. She had what's this Pure? Is that like Netflix or something? Looks like might be like a Netflix thing. Search Party is a TV. It was like a streaming series, I think. That I think TBS did that. Search Party, and then Puerto Rican Pair, Pitch Perfect too.
Oh, wow.
I guess she was. Oh, she was playing herself. She was playing the View host. So her daytime was the View for a while, and now I guess she other stuff.
Okay.
Billy. Okay, and we'll bring this in. We'll bring that section in for a landing. Well done. Way to meet the challenge, Tasha. My favorite people, bringing in some really unexpected stuff. That's what we have you here for. I like that. Oh yeah, so rapid fire. Yes, you are actually following the script. Our rapid fire, 10-second sound bites on things happening in pop culture and our lives. And so you do get exactly 10 seconds. I'll hit you up. And so, are you excited about Dave Chappelle's Netflix specials? Go.
Now that you told me about it, yes.
All right, succinct. And I have already seen them, so yes, they are lit. They're fun. I do want to see him again in some sketch comedy, but I'll take whatever Dave Chappelle I can get. Last movie you've seen in the theater, go.
I Am Not Your Negro, the James Baldwin documentary.
Oh, Tasha, we may have to bring you back for a special pod on that. I loved that movie, that documentary. Oh my goodness gracious.
Amazing. Yes.
Oh man, it made me sad, proud, and ready to fight somebody all at the same time. James Baldwin, you are one of the lights of American literature canon.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, last movie I saw in the theater, it was Kong, Skull Island, and I covered it in a podcast review. Last date night that you spent with your goofy ass husband. What do you guys do?
Let's see. Last date night was a couple of weeks ago, and I made reservations for us to go to dinner, and we had a nice evening. We dressed up and looked good and went out on town.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, and y'all, yeah, I'll give you some applause for that. Keeping the love and the spark alive. How long y'all been married?
Oh my goodness. This is our 15th year.
Oof, man. And how many kids do you guys have? 4 kids, 15 years, and still doing date nights every
And
2 weeks.
still
I love
doing
it.
things.
I
Yes.
love it. Strange, strange.
Strong J.
And of course, I don't have a goofy husband or even a goofy wife or even a girlfriend, so I have not had a date night in a while. All right, so closest thing I had was watching Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones marathon. Okay, what movies do your kids like?
Let's see, Sing. So we actually have our youngest loves the Sing soundtrack. So we've been playing that in the car.
Awesome.
Sing is a good one.
What do you think about that? Well, real quick, we'll extend your 10 seconds. What do you think of Sing as a movie, though? Because I thought, what values are we teaching here with this koala who's getting over on people, not and stiffing people for their work? Triumphs, succeeds? What are we doing here?
He redeemed himself at the end, right? He was able to bring the best out of a group of folks who weren't confident and had extreme talent. So
I guess I
sometimes
don't
it
know.
has to come.
As a performing artist at one point in time, as an artist for all time, I get a little squirrely when people don't pay me for my services. I'm just saying, but go ahead.
I get it. He was like the Birdman of animated movie, I suppose. Discovering talent, not paying them, but
You see that? You hear that, y'all? She just dropped a Lil Wayne Birdman reference. That's what I bring. That's what I bring to the podcast. Damn it! We got levels to this. There are levels to this.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So
Okay.
they also like the series The Last Airbender. I don't know if you've watched any of those. Those are amazing, actually. I actually really like those shows.
I heard, and they made a mess of the movie. I actually walked out after paying good money to see that movie, so I certainly hope the series is better than the movies were.
Yeah, so I didn't see the movie, but certainly the TV series is incredible.
It single-handedly almost killed M. Night Shyamalan's career for good reason. Like he deserved to go to what was it, to the bleeding hut out in the middle of the woods by himself. Just be out there, straight up. He's back though. No, trust me. You probably haven't seen Split. The Split was lit. I really enjoyed it. He's back. Give him a smaller budget and like a compressed time, a shooting schedule, and he will give you some magic. He's back.
Split looked too crazy for me to watch. So
it's not like it's not like a lot of like chop them up. It's more like thrill them up. So yeah, it's
okay.
I'm not like about that horror life really. I mean, I of course I saw Get Out. Get Out was great. It was awesome. Definitely, if you can take your corny ass husband to go see that, then yes, definitely go see it. Oh yeah, I will kiss your husband till the day I die because he was my next door neighbor, freshman year roommate, whatever. So yeah, we go back. And I hate him. He looks the exact same now as he did 20 freaking years ago. Who does that? Hasn't gained a pound, still looks goofy, with a little glad, and he got the girl. Hate that. Anyways, I don't have kids, so this one doesn't apply to me. So next one is, and did anyone in your household go see Beauty and the Beast or want to see Beauty and the Beast?
Yes, Sanaa saw it actually Friday when it opened. She and her friend went to see it. So she had
How old is our dear Smile? I miss her. I taught her poker like 5 years ago, and I miss not being able to come back and see if she's progressed.
She is a teenager through and through, but she's really a good young lady. And
we had her over schedule. We had her taking judo and learning the piano or violin or something. She's speaking Chinese or Mandarin or something. I mean, you had her over schedule. I mean, she was too busy to get into trouble.
Well, she still is very active, and she has a lot more independence and freedom to do the things that she wants to do as long as she keeps those grades up. So let me announce she did get straight A's in this advisory. So very proud of that. Hey.
Now, is she athletic like her mama? Because you used to play a little ball. I heard. I ain't actually seen it. I ain't seen it, but I heard you used to play ball.
She is. She plays soccer. She runs cross country. So we ran a 5K not too long ago together. So she's definitely athletic.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, sorry for the family break in the middle of the podcast, y'all. I haven't caught up with my girl Tasha in a minute, so good to hear the family's all straight. Family's all straight. Okay. Well, yeah, and of course we know how I feel about Beauty and the Beast in this podcast because I have no zero desire to see it. I avoided the multiplex entirely actually last weekend because I knew it was going to be crazy. $174.75 million in one weekend. That's just nuts, and it must have been a nightmare out there. Okay, so yes. On to the next segment. In preparation for the shot list, we are going over, of course, what Cinema Draft is. It is the fantasy sports version of the movies. You draft 10 actors who are assigned a dollar value salary. You have 100K in budget to try to draft all 10 of your actors. 10 actors, no more, no less. You have 3 release types of movies: wide screen release movies, which is 2,000 screens and up; limited release between 500 and 2,000 screens; and platform release, which is 500 screens and less. You must have one actor each, at least from each of these release types, on your call sheet. Headliners are 2 per movie. These are the actors that people paid money to see. You have 2 per movie, and their points are worth 40% more. So, for example, if Suicide Squad earns 100 million, and Margot Robbie would get 100 points at 1 point per million in wide release, while Will Smith would get 140 points. It's free to play. We have over $200 in prizes this week, plus a $25 Beat My Sheet promotion bonus for anyone who has, if they have the highest call sheet, highest scoring call sheet, and it's not my call sheet, then they can get a nice, juicy $25 bonus. In our first week of the promotion last week, ain't none of y'all beat my sheet, so I kept that money. And it's good though. Actually, I actually enjoy this, Tasha, because it's actually, I mean, I'm competitive enough as it is, but I got a lot going on with this company's business. I'm constantly in fundraising mode. I do all the social media, I do all the newsletters and all sort of stuff, and I'm always setting up new things to make the game, fun and exciting. And so I can admit that some weeks I just don't always have, I'm not always on my game, but having that added push of having to give them an extra $25 on an already free game. I mean, I definitely brought my A game, and also big shouts to my boys, Jay Devlin and the Hebrew Hammer. Y'all tried to come with the king with a $20 side bet. Y'all lost. Hit me on the PayPal, ejace1@gmail.com. All right. So, y'all know how it is. So, anyways, beta testing open and live, and we will get now to the shot list, and these are views you can use to pick the winning Cinema Draft call sheet. Now, Natasha, you've known me for a while. You've known I've been doing this for a while. You've known about the spreadsheet version for a while.
Yes.
When are you going to come play our game, damn it?
Must I commit live?
Shame! Shame! Shame!
You need a bell to ring at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Well, actually, I think I have a bell. Hold on. Shame! 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 But for real though, so it's not a spreadsheet. We got a nice site, spent thousands on thousands of dollars for this site. It's automated, it's fun. You can even do it on your mobile device now.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
What's up?
Okay. I gotta dip my toe in the water for sure.
Okay, well, we'll study these shot list notes that we're about to jump into because we're gonna put you on some game here. All right. So basic strategy for those newcomers. We're adding new players every week. It's very exciting to see. So basic strategy is that you want to have as many headliners as you can afford, but you definitely want headliners from movies that you think are going to perform. Now, because the scoring structure is stratified by release type, you get 1 point per each million in wide release. You get 1 point per every 500,000 in platform release. No, sorry, in limited release. And then you get 1 point per 100,000 in platform release. So to give you an idea, let me see if I can dig this up for us real quick. To give you an idea of how some of these movies performed at the box office last week, scoring wise, here's the breakdown from last weekend's results. So you can see, obviously, Beauty and the Beast killed it with 174.75 million. So if you're a headliner that got you 244.65 points, you definitely want to have some Beauty and the Beast on your call sheet. But because Beauty and the Beast was so expensive,
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, 25 grand, 26 grand for a headliner, 25,000 just for a normal actor on Beauty and the Beast. You could only
Wow.
really afford about 2 actors from Beauty and the Beast, and then you had to figure it out from there. And that's what made the game really fun because we had some really, really cool strategies that worked last week. Even though I did win, I didn't win by much. Everyone had, we had a separation of between, what was it, like 1 point separated second from fifth.
Mm.
Because everyone had what we call a headliner stack of Emma Watson and Dan Stevens from Beauty and the Beast, but everything else everything else was on the margins, like how well you stacked your platform releases, who you chose for your limited release. It was very, very tight knit strategy. So as you can see here, it was like, so 525, Smart Ash, who's actually she's only been playing for like 3 weeks now. She's a really strong player already. Since I can't win any money, obviously, since I run the game, she got first place money, and then third and fifth was separated by less than a point. So and it all kind of depended on who you picked outside of your headliner stack. So we'll try to do right by you, give you some optimal strategy, some tips, some stuff to look out for going into the call sheets this week. So the first part of the shot list is the A list. These are actors you will definitely want on your call sheet. So obviously we're going to go with, of course, Dan Stevens. He is the cheaper of the 2 headliners in Beauty and the Beast. He costs $25,800. Beauty and the Beast, of course, is still going to perform strongly, even if it drops 50%, which it very well could in its second weekend. You're still looking at 90 million. There's just no way you're fading this. It might even be wise to repeat the headliner stack of Emma Watson and Dan Stevens this week, even though it's going to cost you half your budget for just 2 actors in your call sheet. It still might be the play to make, because even at 90 million at a wide release at 1 point per million, with the headliner bonus of 40%, you're looking at 126 points for each headliner actor. So keep that in mind for Beauty and the Beast. And if, of course, you go that route, you're looking at a Stars and Scrubs strategy, which might preclude you getting some other actors. But if you're looking to do something a little different, Elizabeth Banks from Power Rangers looks like the cheaper of the 2 headliners. If you want some exposure to Power Rangers, which, although the estimates from Box Office Pro have yet to come out for the weekend, they usually come out Wednesday afternoon. I think Power Rangers is going to do some business. I think it could do about 40 to 45 million in its opening weekend, because there's a lot of affection for the Power Rangers brand, I guess. So were you ever into Power Rangers, Natasha?
So our kids, a couple of our kids were, and the clips that I've seen actually look quite, interesting. So
Yeah, and
the new,
I kind of missed the Power Rangers thing, and even, I mean, I was like at the very tail end of the demographic per se. Like, I mean, I think there are some teens still watch it, and I just never got into it, never really watched it, the TV show that is Power Rangers. But the trailers for Power Rangers, the movie, look
yeah,
interesting, look fun, look irreverent. It's multicultural. I mean, I'm in. It's an origin story. I probably won't see it this weekend, but as I was mentioning on the podcast earlier today, the recap pod, I could see myself seeing it like on a Wednesday matinee. I never have like any downtime per se, but if I ever need to get like a break from staring at my 3 monitors, I'll go to the casino, and they have a little movie theater there, and see a little $5 holla, on a Tuesday or
yeah.
Wednesday.
And the
Yeah.
shows they used to have, they were shot sort of in an old school fashion,
Mhm.
which was funny. So I think the movie diverges from that kind of directorial choice that the shows selected.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting. Well, at least they still bring back some of the spiritual DNA, because Bryan Cranston, I guess, got his start as a Power Ranger, so he plays like some sort of voice role or something. And then of course your girl Elizabeth Banks, I think she also was either a Power Ranger or she guested on or something, but they wanted to have her in there. So it's they're I like the little homage to the original, what got him there.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
and yeah, and I think the 40 million plus is a good bet this weekend. I think we may even make it our weekly over under. So co-starring, these are some values you want to look out for this weekend. And I'm a little prejudiced. I have this on my sheet. I'm actually going to diverge from my sheet. I actually have Michelle Dockery from sense of an ending on my sheet, only because it's been out there for a couple weeks. We didn't have it in the talent pool. My bad. But we're bringing in this week. Michelle Dockery is on this show on TNT called Good Behavior, and it's a really good show. She's really good in it. But actually, when you look closer on the weekend box office results of this movie from last weekend, Sense of an Ending really didn't do what we thought it would do. It did 180,000 on 282 screens. That breaks down to $640 per screen. I could probably I could probably host people in my house and make more on 640 screen. Seriously, on one screen. So I mean, we're probably missing out on whatever it took. Actually, it's only made $500,000 on 2 weekends. No one's seen this movie. It's overexposed on 282 screens. We might theater lock it at significantly less than 282 screens. So that's my bad. Don't go pick Sense of an Ending, even if it is platform release. I know we're always trying to find gold in platform release, trying to find little nuggets of gold, like a foreign film, what I call a 3F, the foreign focus film. Those 3Fs, man, they perform. Like for example, look at this film right here. This is the talent pool. Badranath Ki Dulhania, aka the Indian film. It did 418,000. So at 1 point per 100,000, it got you, like 4 points, almost 6 points as a headliner. So you're doing some stuff right there. I know it's cheap, so yeah. So never mind. Totally disregard Sense of an Ending. That's my bad. I didn't do my research early enough. I will give you though one other co-star, and this one also has a high probability of failure. But damn it, it's slim pickings out there on the co-starring front. Damn it! After Beauty and the Beast and Power Rangers, it's kind of slim pickings. There's this movie called Slamma Freaking Jamma. Slamma Jamma. We talked about this with the recap pod with the Hebrew Hammer earlier today, and I got a text from family of the pod, Jay Devlin. He says he has some inside scoop on Slamma Jamma, and hopefully we'll get Jay Devlin on for our Friday morning a weekend preview pod, and that's a pod that we do. We do a weekend preview pod because basically we theater lock the contest at 6 p.m. Pacific on Thursday. So that's when we lock in the release types and the theater counts. So that's what we're rolling with for the weekend. And then all call sheets are due by 10 p.m. that evening. And then after that, we just have to kind of wait and sweat it out. So to add to the sweat, we like to kind of take a look at people's call sheets because once the game started at 10 p.m. on Thursday, everyone can see everyone else's call sheets. You can see what some strategies are. We like discussing strategies. We like making wagers. We just like getting an extra sweat in. And a lot of times I'll be able to get Jay Devlin, for a little afternoon pod on Friday, and we'll go over some popular strategies. He takes this game very seriously. He actually would have on this podcast today if he didn't have a podcast of his own, which he does called Mostly Sports. And we're junkies. We love playing DraftKings and daily fantasy sports, fantasy football, all that sort of stuff. And we are always trying to come up with optimal strategies and plays. And I think it's made us better players, to be honest with you. So he gave me a text about Slamma Jamma, and he said that it's largely a bunch of Venice League players out there in LA. And I asked him, can any of them act? He's like, probably not. So, and have you seen any advertiser or even heard of this movie Slamma Jamma?
I don't think so. That's what I was going to ask. What is it about? Wow.
I mean, first of all, if Michael Irvin, yes, football playing Michael Irvin is one of your headliners, I think the movie's in trouble. But all I'd say is that I do vaguely recall seeing, vaguely mind you, in fast forwarding through segments of Being Mary Jane, a commercial for Slamma Jamma. To be honest, I couldn't tell you what it's about. So wrongfully accused and sent to prison, a former basketball star prepares for the National Slam Dunk Competition while finding redemption in himself and those he loves. Oh my God! What is this atrocity and why is it on 1,000 screens? Oh my God. And I mentioned on the podcast earlier today that, I mean, I'm probably seeing less than my African-American early 40s prescribed dose of TV1 and BET I'm supposed to be watching. But I can't understand what constituency is out there that's going to see this movie. It's one thing if a faith-based film is released on 1,000 screens, because you've got the constituency of the church. They'll turn them out. I
Right.
mean, we see all the time in this game where a faith-based film will come out on either platform release or like 600 or 700 screens and limited release, and just do brisk business out of nowhere. Like to give you an example, if a faith-based film in platform release, like 500 screens or less, does $2 million, I mean, that is just like buku cinema draft points, because that's like 20 cinema draft points, which is awesome. And usually they'll be valued less, like those actors will be cheaper. So I'll be very interested to see who turns out for this, but I think it's a sleeper. If there is a constituency out there dying for a basketball movie with a football player starring in it, I think this is your jam. Otherwise, I have no idea. So Chris Staples, he's at 6,200. The cheaper the two headliners. If you're looking for a flyer for limited release, once again, limited release is looking pretty weak this weekend. I don't know.
Not the baseball player, right?
Jose Canseco, exactly. The baseball playing Jose Canseco is in this movie, which lets you know exactly how high or how low the rent is on this movie.
Wow.
I think its upside for the price is phenomenal, and it just might be worth a shot. Cutting room floor, last part of the shot list. Skip these losers. And I hate to even use this in even the losing category, but Hidden Figures. We loved you. We've used you extensively. You are now released too widely for your own good. You've been out 13 weeks in release. You've done your duty, damn it. You've earned people money. Ring Balls 22, the winner of the feature presentation 2 weeks ago, his use of Hidden Figures as his punt for the limited release slot was the difference in getting him the $46 first place money in the feature presentation. So I'm sure he's got affection for you, and he listens to this podcast, I'm sure. Big shouts, Ring Balls 22. But yes, you're a loser this week, Hidden Figures. Sad to say, you've had a marvelous run. And not to assume facts, not evidence, but I'm pretty sure you've seen Hidden Figures, n'est-ce pas?
I have not, but I have read the book.
Pearl clutching. I wish my GIF of Diane Johnson do pearl clutching.
My daughter, everyone in my house, well, not everyone, but most folks in my household have seen it, and so I should say I am reading the book and didn't want to actually see the movie until I finished. So.
Oh, what's this reading thing? We discourage that here on this movie. Just kidding, Mom. Just kidding. I'm actually working through Matt Taibbi's Insane Clown President. I am reading where I can. Okay. And also Song to Song.
I like when he goes on Bill Maher.
Oh yeah, no, Taibbi's the GOAT. I've fucked with him for a while. We go back to when I was in the mental field, back when I had the recession and stuff. I read Griftopia, trying to make heads or tails of why I lost everything I lost. So yes, me and Taibbi, we go back. And then also Song to Song, we're gonna totally just skip. I mean, it's Terrence Malick, man. Terrence Malick movies don't make freaking money. I mean, just give an example, all right? And it's out there because it's got a really good cast. It's got Fassbender, and the cast is off the chain. Like these are just the first 10 I could fit into the game. I mean, Gosling, Cate Blanchett, Natalie Portman, Rooney Mara, Benicio del Toro, Val Kilmer. I mean.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they're all working for scale. Yeah, we love Val, Top Gun Val. We all love Val. They're all working for scale. It's well cast, but Terrence Malick movies don't make money. I mean, he did what was it? I think okay. Box Office Mojo is down right now. Never mind. But anyways, just trust me, his movies don't make money. So skip that loser. Song to Song, unless it goes super wide and gets like a ton of buzz. I just don't see it escaping the art house. If you're looking for a platform movie to support on limited screens, take a look at Trainspotting. And I only say that because I can't bring it up because Box Office Mojo is down. The Trainspotting, or T2 Trainspotting, the sequel to Trainspotting, did 34,000 per screen. Had 170 grand on 5 screens in New York and LA. So that's pretty boss. So if that expands even to 25 screens, I might keep my eye on it because it is bargain basement, min-priced at $5,000 per actor, with your headliners of Johnny Lee Miller. Love you on Sherlock. on CBS. My dude, he's Sherlock on CBS's Sherlock. Oh no, it's on Elementary show. Sorry. Uh, he's 5,300, and Ewan McGregor is 5,500. So that might be some nice filler for your call sheet this weekend. So, what do you think of the shot list? You got some good insight on who you might want to play this weekend, Tasha?
So I don't think I can play this weekend because I have to travel.
Hmm.
But what I will do is probably go see Logan. I'll be in LA Saturday through
Okay.
Tuesday.
Oh,
Um,
I'll just miss you. I'm scheduling a trip for a meeting out there next Thursday.
aha, aha.
Ah,
So
aha.
I will, okay, so I will commit to playing next week if I can do that.
Okay. And so, what name should we look out for? What's your screen name? Do you remember?
Probably Indie Shields 1.
Okay, that'll work, I guess.
But I'll make another one. I'll make something cool and fantastic.
Oh, okay. You probably need to make a new account, but since your account hasn't even started, I'll delete your old account and create something new and fantastic for us. Okay.
Yes, I will. All
All
right.
right. Awesome.
I
And
have my work cut out for me.
there you go. And so that's pretty much it. Our over under this week will be Power Rangers. I'm going to set the bar at 45 million. What do you think, Nat? Over under 45 million for Power Rangers this week.
I think over.
Over. Okay, cool. And I'm actually thinking, I wish I could push, but I can't. I'm thinking just slightly under. I think it's going to do maybe 43 million. So
This,
I'm going to post this poll on our, what's that?
this is their opening weekend.
This is their opening weekend, yes. But don't forget, second weekend of Beauty and the Beast. And also, it's opening up. Well, people are going to go see Life and stuff. Probably aren't going to go see Power Rangers. But and Life is that movie in space with Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds and like the alien from Mars and all sort of stuff. It looks kind of like a space Die Hard or like Die Hard in a space station or something. Like the alien gets loose or something. I don't know. Anyways, uh, that's still going to do about maybe 30 million. So it's a crowded box. It's going to be very tricky after people headliner stack the Beauty and the Beast. It's really going to be very tricky to find out where the value is because there are some wide openers this weekend, some popular ones. I think traditionally after I lock the game Thursday night, I tend to go out to a theater out in North Las Vegas where they have these D-box seats where the seats move and stuff. I love that. So if there's a D-box movie coming out, I don't think it's going to be Life. It might be Power. It might be Power Rangers. I might actually make that my Thursday night post-lock movie. So
Well,
I'll
my
probably.
kids will want to see Power Rangers, so I don't know if their dad will take them this weekend, but certainly I'll take them next weekend when I'm back in
Oh,
DC.
that's a good mom. That is a good mom. You and your half a dozen kids.
Hey,
Your 11 kids.
12 divided by 3.
That's right. So that's right, everybody. Go to our poll. We're going to post it to our @Play Cinema Draft Twitter account. Oh, also, very key. We're going to be tweeting every day until our goal is met. We are now doing a Thunderclap campaign. What is Thunderclap? I barely know myself. But I'm going to show you real quick what a Thunderclap campaign is. We are basically trying to get more supporters, bring more notoriety to the game. Very important that we support the game. It is a free game, Dan. We're giving away money, so tell all your people about it. Come check us out on Thunderclap. Basically, what it is, it's kind of like a organized flash mob. You commit to having the Thunderclap program or the Thunderclap app post for you on a certain day and time. It's going to be, I believe, April 2nd at noon to raise awareness about the game. Oh, look at that. We have 5 supporters. Great. So, Natasha, you know what to do once you get off this podcast. Go to our link, Thunderclap. We'll be, I think it's pinned to our to our profile on Twitter. So definitely go there and on Facebook. Click the link and support. Costs you nothing. Just basically saying that they will post a one-time message to your account on midnight Eastern time, April the 2nd. If we hit our goal of 100 supporters by April 2nd, we will almost triple the prize pool in the feature presentation. That's right, Dan. We're giving out over $100 to the feature presentation. So check us out.
All right.
Thunder Clizap. That's right. I think I'll put a link in the. Oh, that's right. Links in chat really don't carry over, so never mind. But yes, so definitely check us out on Thunderclap. We've got 5 supporters. We are approximately 5% of our 100-person goal. Get us to 100. Let us triple the prize pool almost. I think it's almost triple. It's like $335 will be the prize pool over our normal $125. So we're doing big things. Let us reach our goal. Spread the word. Increase our social reach. Make this the game we all know it can be. And that is going to do it for us this week. Thank you, Natasha Shields Sanderson, for coming on our show.
Thank you. So good to have done this, and so I think you're amazing, number one. So I just want to say, and I definitely appreciate you having me, and it's nice.
Are you slipping on your Chuck Woolery suit again? Do we have a new victim for me to date?
Well, I'm always on the lookout, always on the prowl for you.
Amen.
So yes.
Hashtag he's single.
So all the single ladies.
That's right. And so in bringing this to a close, just a reminder of where you can find Cinema Draft. You can find us at cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. Make sure you tell all your friends to tell a friend to tell a friend. Play. It's free. It's free, damn it. We're giving away money. If you have a PayPal account, we will pay you, I promise. We segregate our funds. So for each week, we've set aside the money we're giving out, and we just got a bank full of money. Come get this money. It's free to play. It's fun to play. Spread the word. Let's fill these suckers up this week, people, so I can expand the player pool next week, so I can expand the prize pool next week. I want to give this money away. Show Hollywood that you're watching and listening, that we're going to the movies more, that we're supporting them, and they hopefully will help support us. You can also make sure you get your call sheets in by 10 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. We do theater lock at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday. That is when we get the theater counts in and accurate and locked for purposes of our game. So if a limited release is limited at 6:01 or thereabouts p.m. on Pacific time on Thursday, it is going to be a limited release. There'll be no funny business. So double check your call sheets after 6 p.m. on Thursdays if you've already put one in. I appreciate all your support. And do you have anything to plug before we go, Natasha? Anything you want to plug besides the resurgence of democracy not dying in darkness?
Anything I want to plug? Let's see. I'll plug
besides, Sanaa, being the smartest kid in the world and just a great person all around.
Yes. So I'm gonna go see Logan. I'm gonna play Cinema Draft next week. I'm gonna get my act together here and stop BSing on submitting my call sheet.
Damn straight, and we appreciate it because honestly, I mean, while we are always on the lookout for resources and stuff, we also need players. More players equals more traction, equals us being more likely to get an investor to invest in this. So I really appreciate your support, and thanks for coming on the podcast and showing your support that way. I appreciate that, and looking forward to getting you back on the podcast. You down to come back?
I would absolutely come back.
Awesome. All right, we'll have to think of either a great subject. A great top 5 to bring you back for, or maybe you can just kind of jump on one of our recaps. Maybe we'll do a recap after your first call sheet submission. Maybe we'll do that. That'll be fun.
Good. That'll be good. I'll tell Andrew. Maybe he'll want to do it, but he's
Yeah, tell his punk ass he ain't got nothing on me. Tell him to come get this money. I swear, if it's taking $25 out of my pocket, he'll sign up. That's all it takes. Get the good Dr. Sanderson on here trying to get my money. That's all it takes. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Y'all know what to do. Support our Thunderclap. Support us on all our social media. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Our corporate blog is at Medium. We even have, we're on iTunes, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our iTunes channel, or anywhere you get your podcasts. And also, Mom, the draft mom is traveling this tomorrow, so travel safe, Mom. Love you. Hope you listen to this on the plane. And everybody, this weekend, while you are out and about having a great time, go see a movie or something.